Arnout van Rijn is Chief Asia Investment Officer at Robeco. He joins us now. He oversees something like 1 billion euros in Asian equities. Arnout, thanks very much indeed for joining us. First up, is this the right time to be listing?
Well, it's always going to be a difficult time for a large listing like this, but yeah, they need this one to move ahead. It's been postponed a few times, more or less, and the run-up to the deal has been quite laborsome. So yes, it is. It needs to happen now. The government has already said we want this to happen in July.
Yeah, Arnout, but you know, when we've got a market which has entered bad territory, it almost smacks of desperation to be trying to be listing in a down market and not getting the maximum value you can.
Well, the banks haven't been hit that hard, right? It's been more on the cyclical side that people are really asking questions right now. So I think that a bank listing will still be done, and of course then it comes down to pricing, right?
Well, what about pricing? I mean, what do you reckon here? I mean, how much would it have been worth, let's say, before we entered bad territory earlier this month? You know, what's the sort of difference, you think?
Yeah, well, what investors generally will look at here is price-to-book values. I think the average price-to-book value for the Chinese large banks is now 1.9 times. So I guess that they will try to price it at a small and hopefully small discount for them. But of course, we are looking for a somewhat larger discount, and then you get to 1.6, 1.7 times book. That's what I more or less expect them to price it at.
What we've seen, though, is with various IPOs of late, we've seen them get off all right, but then slide down. Mm-hmm. Is that what you'd expect here as well? I mean, it seems that is the trend.
Well, of course, there's still a lot of unknowns for us. We haven't seen the prospectus or haven't looked at that balance sheet yet. But Agricultural Bank has some interesting things going for it to the extent that it's different from the others because it is this very rural-oriented banks, not too much exposed to these fixed asset investments, these loans that were pushed upon the banks last year in China to do infrastructure.
High-quality loan book is what you're suggesting here. Does it have good capital adequacy ratios,
yeah, of course it's known, and that's why it took so long to be listed, for a very, very bad balance sheet. They have worked to clean that up, so a lot of that has moved away from its balance sheet, probably on the government's balance sheet. So what we'll try to assess is how clean is the balance sheet. But going forward, actually it's quite interesting to see that this is a truly consumption or retail bank rather than a bank that just is there to make sure that these big infrastructure projects are happening. So to that extent, you can really look at it. Well, this is the largest retail bank in China. It's got all these branches in the rural areas. And people generally are looking at private consumption to be the growth driver of the Chinese economy going forward. And they could be in the sweet spot for that.
In essence, what you're saying is it's traditional, old-fashioned valued banking.
Yeah, well, that's where my company comes from, right? We are also Agricultural Bank in Holland. So, yeah, we know what that's like. It is very conservative. It's getting all these small depositors together, and it all adds up to a very, very high quality and very sticky money. So that's good about it, I think.
Well, give us your view generally of these IPOs at the moment coming out of China. What do you make of them? Has there been a bubble, do you think, take place?
No, I think it just shows that how healthy the China equity market development still is, that these things still get listed. Also, some of them have trouble. But when you look at the valuations, to us, it's become quite clear that over the last 6 months, valuations in China have come down back to earth and are really, really very realistic. So the IPOs that now do get listed are actually quite decent value, I would say.
And generally speaking, Chinese equities becoming more and more fairly valued now as well?
Yeah, we've been relatively cautious for quite a long time. We see that valuations are coming towards us. And yes, when you look at the regional environment right now, Chinese equities on a relative basis are becoming more attractive.
Definitely. So buying opportunities selectively, I suppose.
As always, selectively. No, but really, a big IPO like Agricultural Bank of China deserves a lot of effort from our side in order to make sure that we know what we're buying. But definitely, this could be a very interesting opportunity.
Arnout, thank you very much indeed for coming in. Arnout van Rijn there. He is from Robeco Bank. He's Chief Investment Officer.